We'll have ourselves a mainly quiet afternoon on our hands, partly to at times mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the 40s in many locations, a couple of 50s, though, to the south and east. And while the wind isn't going to be too big of a factor now going into the night, it's not going to be the case by the time we hit Wednesday. Tonight, by the way, lows mainly in the 20s to near 30. We do have that windy day on the way tomorrow. We'll talk about that and go through the rest of your forecast coming up. But until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem signs a Delbridge Museum bill into law. What we know ahead. Plus,
Super Tuesday voters in 15 states head to the polls. Some Skyler Henry in Virginia, where roughly a third of the delegates needed to secure the presidential nominations are up for grabs.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has signed a bill that can directly impact the former Delbridge Museum of Natural History in Sioux Falls. Arsenic was found in about 80% of the large taxidermy collection in August. The museum has been closed to the public ever since, as city leaders determine what to do with the collection. Now that the governor has signed House Bill 1100, the city will have the option of transferring the collection to an out-of-state entity. The city of Sioux Falls announced that a prescribed burn will be held on city property in 2 days. The Sioux Falls fire rescue crews will be on site to manage the burn, monitor the smoke, and ensure the fire is fully extinguished. The prescribed burn is scheduled for 11 a.m. The property is southeast of the intersection of 60th Street North and North Sycamore Avenue at the Water Reclamation Facility. Turning now to weather, some chances for precipitation this week, but we're not anticipating so many, right, Adam?
No, we're not anticipating a lot of opportunities, and even the ones that we do get, we're not looking at a whole lot in terms of just quantity, let alone really any other thing that we could get from that. There's Eureka. Hey, it looks like winter. That's only March. 31 degrees, a northeast wind at 6 miles per hour. Those snow showers pivoting through overnight into early this morning. But with that early March sun angle, it's not going to be lasting very long. From Eureka, we'll head east over to Aberdeen. 44 over in Brown County with a south wind making its presence known at 22 miles per hour. Yes, it is breezy out there right now in a couple of locations, but we're talking about widespread wind on the way for Wednesday. We'll get in on a little more details for that in a moment. 49, though, currently in Huron. We're already up to 51 in Mitchell, 50 for Yankton, 40, though, in Brookings, 45 at the airport, 40 Pier, 44 for Rapid City, with 30s extending from Pine Ridge to Custer and Spearfish up to Buffalo. Winds, again, 10 to 20 miles per hour, and they might even pick up a bit more by the time we hit the middle portion of the week. This is as a surface area of low pressure continues to move on through the area and just kind of make itself known only in the form of that wind. So the showers of the snow variety that we had earlier, those are continuing to push on out to the north and east, trying to hang tough in northeastern Roberts County, but that's really it, along with the Marshall area along the Buffalo Ridge. There's your surface area of low pressure. Again, not much moisture, at least where we have that center of our area. Up toward Bismarck and Fargo, however, it's a different story. Another round of snow showers up that way, where that's just going to continue to meander near and north of the I-94 corridor. The rest of your afternoon today is really not going to be all that bad. Breezy at times, yes, but it could be worse. 52 today for Sioux Falls, upper 40s, Brookings to Marshall, low 50s once you head south of the I-90 corridor. To the northeast, though, be a bit cooler, some upper 30s, and then in general, mid-40s, the former more likely up toward the Sisseton and Millbank areas. To the west, we get a little bit of both. If you're closer to, say, Mulbridge, for example, Lemon, Faith, Buffalo, you're in the upper 30s and low 40s, but the farther south you go, you're in the upper 40s and low 50s. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Adam. One of South Dakota's public universities has something to celebrate this year. Dakota State University just marked 40 years since its mission changed to include technology in all programs. Emeritus Associate Professor Tom Farrell was on staff when the change happened.
If we didn't change, we would certainly not be where we were today, and we would have maybe been a very small teacher education presence. But because of the technology that we have, we've definitely been able to expand.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we're going to tell you how faculty geared up for the big change on campus. To national politics, and millions of Americans coast to coast head to the polls today to cast their primary votes. Now, unlike previous competitive years, the results this time are almost a foregone conclusion, teeing up another general election showdown between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. CBS's Skylar Henry is outside a polling site in Alexandria, Virginia.
Voters in more than a dozen states are casting their ballots in the Republican and Democratic primaries today.
It's very important, yes.
Most of the delegates awarded over the entire primary season will be determined on this Super Tuesday, with President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump the frontrunners of their respective parties.
The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that.
Trump is fresh off a unanimous Supreme Court victory Monday, deciding that Colorado cannot remove him from the primary ballot for his conduct around the January 6th insurrection.
It's all political. It makes me feel stronger to back him.
Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders cast her vote and looked ahead to the general election.
This is a head-to-head matchup at this point between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and he's the clear favorite, has all the momentum, and I feel really good about him winning again in November.
6 Super Tuesday states, including here in Virginia, have open primaries, allowing voters to cast a ballot across party lines. Another 5 states let unaffiliated voters participate in whichever party's primary they choose.
I'm unaffiliated, but I'm voting in the Republican primary there, just again, some normalcy.
GOP challenger Nikki Haley is looking to pick up support in those primaries, not limited to registered Republicans.
At some point, maybe we should say the reason that America keeps losing is because of Donald Trump.
Haley has vowed to stay in the race as long as she's, quote, competitive, but hasn't defined what that really means. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Alexandria, Virginia.